SugarMynt Gallery is an art gallery located next door to the Michael Myers house, and our theme is where every day is Halloween. I opened SugarMynt in 2015 as a regular art gallery, and after 4 years of doing one Halloween show and a regular art gallery, like contemporary art gallery exhibits throughout the year that are always interchanging, I only looked forward to my Halloween stuff and my Halloween art show and anything that was Halloween. So that's what attracted more people to come, is once I started doing that. And so from pretty much 2019 is when we really became what we're known for now. We do different events here, and like we do our art openings. For each exhibit, I have a opening night party to celebrate the beginning of an exhibit, which normally lasts 6 weeks to 2 months. But the big thing that we do pretty much all like from spring, well, it's when the weather can get good, so around May to October, is we do movie nights in the backyard. This year's Halloween exhibit is Nostalgic Nights in Haddonfield, which is really cool. So it's a mashup between like the Halloween movies that I always give, and Michael's always here, and that's beautiful and wonderful and awesome. But this time, it's a mashup of all the Halloweens of the past, the feelings, I wanted to do more sets, so the artwork has Michael in it, and it's, you know, but it could be more nostalgic artwork on top of that. With Halloween, just why people love it is it's very nostalgic, and it reminds them of, yes, their childhood, but a fun time of year when like people participate all over the cities, and then they walk around, and then there's like the trick-or-treaters, and there's commercials that are all dedicated to it, and it's fun, and there's better movies. It's not like Christmas, where it's, if you like Christmas all year round, you're weird. If you celebrate a Halloween all year round, you're just cool. There's SugarMynt artists that I have, and I have a lot now. Over years, I've collected different artists that are on my like roster that I've grown, and like I love them all so much. And so once you're kind of in, we become friends too. And if they're great artists and people love their work, then they're never leaving. Like, I won't let them leave. I love them. There's a section on my website that's artists can submit their artwork, and that's how I see them. And now that is just like a platform for artists to submit. I don't always I only reach out if I see their art and I know it'll work for the gallery. All the artists that are in my shows do this for a living, as in they make pop culture artwork based around horror stuff. What I like is, as a collector, as someone who, since I was a kid, has been obsessed with art and hanging art. That's why my art is the entire gallery. It's the whole space. It's everything that you see. I hang it very intentionally. Nothing is just put. But my artists, it's like I want to make sure and have different price ranges of art, but also different mediums, including, yes, there's always, everyone can say the oil painters and acrylic painters and the watercolor, cool, but there's also I have a textile artist who literally she stitches vinyl. The most unique items in the gallery, this is pretty cool. So I have two things in particular. One, I have the original behind the scenes photos from Halloween 1 and 2 that I get from the photographer, Kim Gottlieb Walker. So she shot all these photos, and I have all year round a shrine of all of her work. I know the makeup artist who designed the masks for all the new Halloweens. And I also have the 2018 mask here on display, and the Halloween Ends mask here on display, and they're screen use, that's freaking cool. And then I even have Officer Francis's decapitated head from Halloween 2018, which is funny because the actor who played Officer Francis in the 2018 is the makeup artist. So that's Christopher Nelson, who I get everything from. So I have Chris's head in a case. So yes, we have Michael here all the time. But did you know SugarMynt has a Hocus Pocus section? So I know the production designer. I met him, as that's what was really cool about being a regular art gallery, is I met really cool people, and I met someone who worked on the movie as the production designer, who had the book. So cool. So I have the book here, like pretty much permanently, unless he wants it back. When people come into SugarMynt, I want them to have that nostalgic feeling. I want them to have this awe and I love that when they come in and they see, because we have a Michael Myers room all year round with stuff, but like, because I switch my other exhibits all the time, I want to give the people who come on the off season to have their Halloween experience. So they still come in and they see one of my many Michael mannequins that I have, and they just like, what I hope visitors take away from SugarMynt is happiness, just that sense of, you know, wow, I can't believe I saw that, or, you know, just some sort of, that art piece was amazing, just something that sticks in their head that is artistic or a beauty, just something that gives them a little sense of happiness no matter what part of the gallery it is. I don't care if it's the rug, just anything in here that makes them happy is like what I want them to leave with. That's just put a smile on someone's face.
Christopher Holton. It was a Saturday morning. Normally I go for my normal walk.
With no warning, Chris suffered a near-fatal heart attack. Brian Buckley, a bystander, saw him collapse and perform CPR he learned from the American Heart Association, which saved Chris's life.
Looking at your hands, these two hands could save a life.
To learn more about how the American Heart Association helps save lives, go to helpheart.org.
Hi, my name is Maria Nikolishina.
And I'm Nikolai Voronovich.
Together we are the owner of this beautiful dance studio here in Pasadena. It's called Dance Street.
We started it back in 2015, so it's almost 10 years up and running here in Pasadena, helping people becoming happier because of dancing, because they engaging in a community of passionate people. We moved from Russia to United States in 2010. And we really devote ourselves to continuing our career as competitors. Closer to the end of our competitive career, we still felt the urge to pass our knowledge, to pass our experience. And we've been super happy to start business in this city where we really love living and dancing and sharing our dance passion with the community. We are a ballroom dance studio, and ballroom is all the dance styles you're dancing with a partner. It will be waltz, foxtrot, swing, cha-cha-cha, rumba, salsa, bachata. There are variety, and we are very proud to have all of those styles available for our patrons.
And I think the coolest thing about ballroom dancing that you can do it together. So it's man and woman, so how you communicate, how you both dancing with the music. The ballroom Latin is a mix of ballet and authentic Latins. This is the beauty of our dance because we have a beautiful presentation and crazy lower part which is moving with Latin rhythms. Ballroom Latin is 5 dances, so it's Paso Doble, it's Spanish dance, but there are some negotiations. People say, oh, maybe it's a French dance. So we have jive, American obviously, Brazilian samba, we have cha-cha and rumba from Cuba. So, and this is 5 different dances. It's one style, but each of individual dances is so different and so authentic, so which making it stands out.
Every student coming to a studio, they will be offered like a 30-minute consultation. We will together offer a best course for them depending on their goals. Do they want to compete? Do they want to be more comfortable in a social environment, to be or just invited to dance on the party? Or if they simply want to be a little more athletic and exercising, there are just different type of classes. So there is no limitation due to age or skill level. We really want dance to be your outlet from daily routine, from scrolling your phone screens for hours, but just getting out, meeting other people, being alive, being active. We have a first complimentary class of any style when you're joining as a new student.
So we want to see you here at Dance Street. Come check us out. We are here in Pasadena on Colorado Boulevard. We are open 7 days a week, and you are welcome anytime. Please give us a call.
Come join us, and you would be surprised how it will change your life.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Welcome to the world-famous Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. It's probably the most consequential antique market. It's called the flea market. I've always thought that that's a misnomer because you have major dealers from all over California that come here for this monthly show. It's the second Sunday of the month, every month, rain or shine. And I'm really grateful to be here.
This is the granddaddy over the whole country. I mean, the Rose Bowl is the real deal. There's people that travel from Japan and overseas and Paris and all over Europe that are coming out here to the world famous Rose Bowl. It's got a very, very big history. Yeah, product is everything. Everybody wants to come to the flea market and try to find something that's like for the treasure, if you will, amongst everything. And then there's people that do this as a hobby, and then there's people that do this as a living. Like myself, I do this as a full-time living. I was an executive in the clothing and brand management, and I work with everybody from designers, and everybody comes through here. Somebody looking for a $5 item or a $20,000 item. So a lot of connections are made. Typically, people grab cards, and a lot of overseas customers, Japan and everywhere, they all come out. Flea market, antique market, whatever you want to call it. But there's just about everybody that comes out here.
It's just so much fun to dig and find something unique and fabulous and amazing piece which you're never gonna find in your life. It's just like one life opportunity, and you here and you got it, and it's just right place, right time, and it's like you won. I have had boutique in Palm Springs for 12 years. It's woman boutique. I'm into fashion, into jewelry, anything what make the lady happy, what makes me happy. To study something new for me, something more interesting, more fun. I got more into vintage, and it just like sucked me in so much. So now it's overwhelmed, and now you can see it's like a lot to handle by myself. So I'm bringing here treasure to share. It's like so much fun to find some special pearl in bunch of common stuff. Glass is so fragile, and to find in pristine condition or good condition piece which more than 100 years old, it's just like magic to me. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps and chills. It's really enjoyable to meet new people who appreciate those stories.
I've had many people come through here not realizing that they needed a gift for a birthday party that was later in the evening or next week. And so I provided that, and I'm really grateful for that. I call myself the traveling Barnes & Noble, the Rose Bowl, but I think that's literally accurate. Rose Bowl is really, of all the shows in California, this is the one to attend as well as to exhibit at. I cannot keep in enough Maryland. Maryland is immortal in my world, as well as Audrey Hepburn. Those two, I just cannot speak enough about how immortal they are. People have said to me, "You're such a good salesman." But part of it is the skill that you see behind me, visual merchandising. I'm really good at that. And so it's retail. I highly recommend if anyone is visiting California and you're able to be or to plan it around the second Sunday of the month, I would highly recommend taking a stroll over here out to Pasadena. It's really, it's not just a great opportunity to find great, gems, but it's just an experience. It's just a wonderful experience.
I grew up in a small town in Washington State, a big dairy farm I grew up. So old things were always a part of, going to auctions and doing that. So it's always been a part of my DNA. Everybody wants a deal. So you obviously always take that into consideration, when you're throwing out price. So it's funny. Some people walk in, pay straight away. That's the price. A lot of people, they think since you work in a parking lot out at the Rose Bowl, they think that they can beat you up and get something for nothing. Problem is I got a pretty good knowledge of what things are. So with that being said, I'm pretty firm to pricing. I want to be fair, and different things have margins, but I have to, just like any store, any retail store, we have maintained margins that we have to maintain, and everybody wants to haggle. I'm not opposed to flipping coins and, making deals and doing all that. That's all part of it. And this is kind of like the end of the week thank you, and come once a month out here and see all the old friends and, see all my designers. But a lot of my regular customers are, the designers and stuff all come out of here because, they're shopping here for their projects. And all these people, start to be your friends. They're clients and customers, but nonetheless, they're also your friends. You see them all the time. We're a quirky bunch of people. We get to see all the different faces and all of these people, and it becomes a great fun. And like I said, for the most part, it's like family. And a lot of people are dying. Hey, wait, what do you got that's new? I'm like, oh yeah, come on in here. Let me show you what I got going.
One more time before you wake up in the wild.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
We're at the Pasadena Greek Festival. It's the 66th annual Greek Festival, and it's here on the grounds of the St. Anthony's Greek Orthodox Church. This is our biggest fundraiser for sure for our church. Lots of eating, lots of food, and there's a lot of dancing. So the DJ will be on stage and you can dance. People dance all day. And there's also vendors to go shopping with. We have a kids zone, which is actually behind you. There's going to be face painters, and they have a lot of games set up and things like that. And then tonight we're having a Zorba dance contest. And that is for people that it's like, I don't know how to Greek dance. It's okay, because no experience is preferred for this dance. It's kind of an interpretive dance to our music. We have cooking classes, and we have a Greekify Your Name class about the language, teaching the language. And then there's a happy hour tomorrow on Saturday. We have a band starting at 5 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday till 10 p.m. And they're called the Trio Rubetico Trio.
So in past years, we have had a lot of foot traffic. This year, we're projecting to have a good 10,000 plus people coming to our festival. In years past, we've had up to 50,000 people come. It is a great way to try Greek cuisine. As you've heard in the past, the Greek Mediterranean diet or the Mediterranean diet is a great thing to have, and we love sharing our food. And our food is all homemade by our community members. Our yayades and papudes, which is grandma and grandpa in Greek, come and cook all of the food for us. All of the other food is cooked house-made here.
We have the roasted lamb, which I love. Well, we have gyros, of course. We have pork souvlaki, which is the festival favorite. Everyone likes that. My sister is right over here doing loukoumades, which are Greek donut balls. We have Greek baklava. We have Greek kadaifi, which is baklava with shredded phyllo. Now, these are the things you'll never find anywhere in LA. I don't care if it's a Greek restaurant. You'll never find them as good as you do here.
We used to have it at the racetrack. We have moved back to the church grounds because we wanted to have that more ikogenia and homier vibe to make people more welcome. And when you're closer together, you have a more fun time.
Our church is a Greek Orthodox church. It's a little different than a a church you may have seen before. We have icons and things like that. And we do give church tours while you're here visiting, so you can learn all about the Orthodox faith and our church.
So Crete is the biggest island in Greece. This is our woman's costume. So it has multiple layers paired with all of this. Since it's an island, their costumes are a little more airy than most islands. Thrace is a little further north, and that is why you see how it's a longer skirt. They have the apron as well, and then the men's costumes have the chain piece. Most of the costumes have those chains. We also have different regions, but these are the regions that we Greek dance the most at our parish.
I'm very proud of my culture, very proud of what we do together. I love coming together with everybody and just working together. And one of my biggest prizes is that my son has taken on a very large role, and he's 17, and the apple didn't fall far from the tree. His dad and I run it. So I love the fact that him and his friends are getting involved and they're staying connected to our Greek community.
Togetherness is a really big thing in our community. It's what we pride ourselves in from those who immigrated here, and the church was a big thing that kept our culture alive back when all the families were immigrating here from Greece in the 40s and 50s. If you want to be Greek for a day, I highly recommend coming to our festival because it's something that we pride, and I pride myself in it. I'm 100% Greek. Both of my parents come from Greek lineage. My mom immigrated here from Greece.
I think that we're really unique, and I think we're very hospitable people. And I think also people like that we're a community, everyone working together and being, a part of something that's bigger than themselves. So, and, doing something for our church. I think we just love being together.
When you hear the words nonprofit organization, what comes to mind? Is it a place your dog called home before finding you? Is it an organization that supports accessibility or fights for our most basic needs? It's impossible to show all the ways nonprofit organizations make a difference in our world. But it's not impossible to be part of it. Reach out to a nonprofit organization that inspires you today to find how you can help make the world a better place.
Day One is a public health nonprofit here in Pasadena. We do a lot of different things. We do drug, alcohol, and tobacco prevention work with youth. We also have what we call a youth advocate program, which is basically a mentoring program for youth. And then I'm the active transportation director, with the idea that transportation, specifically walking and biking, is a public health issue. And the work that I do is centered around encouraging people to walk and bike on a regular basis, whether it be for recreation or transportation. So today we celebrated National Walk and Roll to School Day at Madison Elementary. Basically what Walk and Roll to School Day is intended to do is it's a big event where you try to get as many of the kids at a school to show up and walk or bike to school together as a big group. Makes it a lot of fun, and it plants the seed so that kids and their families start thinking about biking or walking to school. Children at schools all across the country were walking or rolling to school today. And it's part of the larger Safe Routes to School movement, which is all about getting kids to walk or bike to school more often, because so many kids are now driven to school all the time, and that has a lot of negative consequences. And so we're trying to flip that and encourage more kids and families to bike and walk to school more regularly. Today's event was really organized by the school district and the Pasadena Department of Transportation. And Day One's role in this case was to support the event as best we can. It's also part of our month program called Walktober that we're doing in October. Walktober is a series of walking events that Day One is organizing in the month of October in partnership with the Pasadena Complete Streets Coalition. And we're doing Walktober for the city. It's really a city event. It's sponsored by the city through the Department of Transportation, and Day One is literally contracted to do the work. We have about 18 to 20 different walking events planned all month long. Everything is free and open to the public. We do a lot of different things with those walks. And the idea is to get people out walking, get some exercise, but also to experience their community and maybe learn a little bit in the process.